Hello, everyone. I'm Major Garrett in Washington. Welcome to The Takeout. Israel and Iran are now engaged what both call, and all visible evidence confirms, an all-out war. Late today, Israel was under siege from a ballistic missile assault. Israel says 21 people were injured. 2 were in serious condition. The country's air defenses are at maximum alert, intercepting what they can. As sirens wail, civilians have been ordered in and out of bomb shelters. Israel has vowed to continue its aerial assault on Iran, nuclear facilities, key military personnel. Some top Iranian military leaders and scientists have already been killed. The U.S. is not participating in the Israeli strikes inside Iran, but U.S. Navy vessels are in the region and are positioning to assist Israel, and U.S. land and sea assets have helped intercept Iranian missiles headed toward Israel. U.S. military forces, we should also note, in Iraq and Syria are on alert. President Trump made clear today he knew what Israel was planning. He said Iran should make a deal ending its pursuit of a nuclear weapon or suffer more than it already has. By way of response, Iran canceled planned talks with the U.S. this weekend and said its military would leave Israel, quote, helpless. Former Army General H.R. McMaster, once a national security advisor to President Trump, will join me momentarily. But first, I want to go to Willie James Inman at the White House. Willie James, great to have you with us. Thanks for joining us. Run down the day for us at the White House. There was a lot of read-in knowledge on this and some minimal response.
Yeah, that's right, Major. We first saw the president respond early this morning on Truth Social, as you perfectly laid out, essentially calling on Iran to accept a deal or that more damage and destruction would come, of course, via Israel. Now, it's important to also point out that the U.S. says that it was not involved in this attack, and Secretary of State Marco Rubio, in a statement released late last night via the White House, warned Iran not to strike U.S. personnel or assets in the region. And as you mentioned, U.S. troops on high alert in both Syria and Iraq as well. Bases there locked down, those troops going into a bunker for about an hour and then being released out of that bunker shortly after they were given the all-clear signal to do so. But those U.S. assets in the region helping thwart these missiles from Israel. We, of course, know that Israel and the United States are close allies, the U.S. providing a hefty amount of assistance, military assistance, to Israel to help defend itself. But in this case, the United States not green-lighting, the president not green-lighting this attack on Iran from Israel. And, of course, we saw that response play out in real time on our TV screens earlier today. We have yet to hear from the president on Truth Social or White House officials here. We do know, of course, that the president met with his national security team behind closed doors, and I just checked a moment ago. The Marine is stationed outside the West Wing, so presumably the president is in the Oval Office as of now, Major.
Willie James Inman at the North Lawn of the White House. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.